Hi Gabs, welcome back to a market watch video. I decided to try and see if I can make it about just over a week, every week if I can, but we'll see how we go. And we have a lot to cover in this market watch, so please bear with me as we go through it. Now, we're going to start with a little bit of purple, because as you guys know, there's a Beelzemon Cup this weekend. The fact that the Ultimate Cup and the Beelzemon Cup are on the same day on the weekend, I have feelings about it. But let's get the obvious out of the way and just see how we go. So first of all, we have the Beelzemon alt art. It has shot up so much in price. If you're not planning to play Beelzemon and you kind of want to sell it, I think it's a really good time to sell it, considering, and it's very wise. If you aren't wanting to play it, just save your money and just wait for it on. More about purple, we have some purple decks that people have wanted to play. Now that people have got most of their pieces, we've seen that Beelzemon has kind of gone down in price, which is really good for some people who wanted to play it later down in the line, because we're always gonna get like more Bagra cross heart support in the future, so it's always good to pick up this card if you can. Even though the alt art has gone down as well, I think it's wonderful that you guys could just wait for a little bit for it. $37 for an SR alt art is still pretty good, but I feel like it's the hype that's coming from purple. More people will be leaning more to Bagra Army, I feel, in BT12, or maybe not, because at the moment, Bagra Army is considered copium. We'll see how we go. Of course, her wonderful sister counterpart, which I just call them sisters, it's just how it is Minervamon. Her alt art is starting to see a slight dip, because now everyone's got their pieces. I think they said Minerva is wonderful, Minervamon's really good for Billstar, but I find that if you're wanting to get this alt art, definitely wait for a bit. If you are wanting to sell it now before it gets too low. Speaking of Billstar, let's talk a little bit about Billstar. Her price has risen, but considering that she is a secret, for under $20, just about under, is really, really good. Because I remember a time when this card was about $50 or more. I think it was around the BT9 kind of time, because a lot of people were still trying to figure out how to play Mastermind, and Mastermind was a bit too slow for it to be able to pick up in-game. So to get Billstar for $18 is actually pretty alright. I feel like this is also the influence of Primitive Kage, because you got the top 32 in NA. So a lot of people are going in the Billstar train, and also for the Beelzemon Cup. You can wait, and the prices might drop after the Beelzemon Advanced deck is released. But I would say you could probably grab your copies now. I wouldn't sell it, definitely. However, something that I could sell is definitely the alt art. The alt art has really shot up. I think it's gone up quite a bit considering the sales history. As you can see, it was $60 it was sold, but now it's kind of just going up to 70, and I think it's only going to go higher from here because she is a waifu card. Everyone's going to love her for that. And I think it's only going to increase. But if you do have any of these and you're willing to sell them and not wanting to play purple anytime soon with max rarity, definitely try and give it a sell. Now let's take it a bit back. Now we've kind of talked about our purple cards. Let's kind of go back into the BT11 meta. Yuya. Yes, I'm talking about Blackwell Greymon the Menace. I'm talking about Blackwell Greymon. So because of the influence of the market, is influenced because of the restriction that's coming up in 2 days. At least for me, it's going to be 2 days because it's Wednesday going on to Thursday. It's gonna be an interesting time with these cards. Now, if you ever one of any of these alt art tamer cards, because let me just say, they're very beautiful. And Yuya's, as plain as it might seem over here, like in real life, it's so beautiful. It's wonderful. It has gone down. It has plummeted because now everyone's finished with nationals. You can't play any of the Blackwell Grey stuff that makes it Blackwell Grey BT11 in this current build for the Ultimate Cup. I think it's worth getting, or even selling maybe, possibly, because this might be the last time we would see Yuya for such a high of a price. But I'll see. I would still wait it out just until everything has happened with the restriction list. But I guess if you wanted this alt-art tamer, going down from $41 to release to $25, 50% is pretty good. Speaking of alt-art tamers, the pain of this. Mirei Makagura. As you guys probably know, I'm a Mastermind player, and Mirei has like gone down. It has gone down, but this just shows the waifu tax again. It's incredible. how it was around $79 and it just gone down to $39. I think she's only going to plummet more. Now, the thing with Mastermind is that a lot of people wanted to jump on the Mastermind train, but I'm not trying to diminish people's efforts, but it is a very difficult deck. And I feel like Mirei has kind of made it slightly more difficult because now the deck has to work around her. And I feel like people are just starting to realize that, hence why her price point is going down. I would wait, if you wanted some AAs, to wait till BT12, because I feel like a lot of people are going to be hyped with that set, and then BT11 will be gone like the wind. Considering it's next month, you might not have to wait too long, but mid-April, you should probably see something about this card. Speaking about waifu techs, we highlighted Rina beforehand. I'm going to focus on the AA because it's kind of ridiculous. Rina had a bit of an uprise again because of the Ultimate Cup, but it's going down again. All-Force Digimon deck is a really pretty deck. I think it's just one of the prettiest decks you could get. However, I just feel in terms of this card, it's not the greatest kind of deck, in my opinion. As you know, Mastermind is a very slow deck, so I managed to beat an All-Force Digimon player 2-0 because I learned how to break it down. However, when it starts to get going and its gears start kind of grinding, it's really, really good. And I feel like it's only going to get better with the All-Force X antibody. However, I feel like now people are kind of realizing that this deck is very expensive for what it is. It was averaging around $130 this card, but now that the hype is kind of dying, and I would say let it die more. However, if you have this card and you randomly pulled it with the ultimate RNG, definitely sell it now before everything starts to go down. Now, I wanted to highlight this card in SUPREMACY. Why is that? So, now SUPREMACY is mostly going to be played in Alphamon decks. And as you know, in the advanced deck in Beelzemon, we're actually going to be getting the SUPREMACY alt art. However, I've noticed anything that we've gotten in a deck, its previous iteration or like its previous card before its renewal has actually been max rarity. So it might be copium of what I'm saying, but I would say if you wanted to pick any of these up and all the Alphamon gang rose up in BT13, the price for this will actually really increase. Especially the full price, because I know that you guys could have gotten it from the gift box set that was released ages ago. So I feel like this would actually become max rarity now instead of the advanced deck one, because as long as you got an advanced deck, you could literally have the alt art. However, this one is much harder to find. So if you really want to be a bit careful in your investments, you could take up one of these cards while it's a little bit cheaper, but I would say it's a bit of a gamble. But BT13, I do expect there to be a lot of hype. Well, I'll move back a bit from that. Let's talk about BT12. BT12, there's a lot of cards that are coming in BT12. Hahaha, obviously. No, but seriously, I mean it. I think a lot of people are hyped to BT11 mostly because there was such a huge break in between sets that people didn't really know what to do themselves. BT11, people bought massive crates of cards. However, in BT12, there's a lot of hidden potential discovered. I'm sorry. I wish I could walk myself out, but this is my video. But I think there is a lot of things that are sleeping here that not many people are aware of. In terms of the secrets, people are sleeping on. For everyone that's really interested in Shoutmon, Cross 7 Superior Mode will be coming on as a secret. Apparently there's also going to be a gold version. I only just realized this when I was making this video. And Bagra Army is going to be in there. So with that, let's talk about it. Like, the main set guys are definitely going to be there. The Tamer art, I would say, is not my favorite, considering BT11's Tamer art is just so much prettier in my opinion with backgrounds and stuff like that. But anyway, that is also my opinion. But let's talk about some cards that you could probably pick up now in order to get ready for this set, because this set is only dropping up less than a month even, or just over a month, I would say. Gallantmon Crimson Mode. As you know, in B12, we're going to be getting, BT12, I'm sorry, we're going to be getting some more Gallantmon support. So Crimson Mode will probably go up in price. I would say if you're investing in this, it's probably better now because it has gone down. It's rising like by like 10 cents or something, but for a secret, that's a really good price, I would say. And from the time of creating this video, I do believe the alt art was around 37 USD. which I find is really, really good. This will be very sought after in the next couple of sets. I feel like in B12, there's going to be Galamon support. EX4, there's going to be Galamon support, even though it's going to be more Chaos Galamon and Medieval Galamon. BT13, Royal Knights. So I feel like this is probably going to be one of the lowest prices we've seen this card. And it's worth picking up, even though the Galamon deck, a lot of people have their ifs and buffs about it, but if it's any kind of main character archetype, like I said, just go for it. Now, also in, which is very scary, in BT12, we have a new card, which is going to be for the Machine Dramon deck, which is Chaos Dramon X Antibody. Let me get it up for you guys. This one. And it's an extremely scary card. I recently versed a Machine Dramon player, and you guys probably are aware of how much of a wall it is. Of course, floodgates do help, but it's ridiculous. Once one Machine Dramon gets out, you can bring out another one and another one and another one, and unless you have very much high DP like a beat stick, it's very hard to get down. It's even harder with this one, because especially for all turns once per turn, when this Digimon would be deleted, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. So it means that basically if you delete one, another one's just going to come back. They can go back into an X antibody, and they could just keep repeating this process, because even though it's once per turn, it's still all turns, and it's pretty insane. So I would say, in terms of Machine Dramon, I think it's good to get your Machine Dramon pieces now. Now, this Machine Dramon, I've seen a lot of people run 2 of this Machine Dramon, 2 of the BT11 one, and then a few, whatever ratio of the Chaos Dramons you like. I remember this was pretty priced high. Now it's going down because everybody has their pieces for Ultimate Cup. But I think it's worthy just to get yourself 2 of these cards while it's cheap, because guaranteed by BT12 it's going to be very pricey, because I feel like it's going to be one, if not right now Machine Dramon's probably 1.5 for a lot of people. I think it's going to be closer to tier 1 as we reach into BT12 into later sets, just depending on how things go. But definitely I think catch your Machine Dramon places now. If you want to sell it, wait until after B12 is released. Of course, the Machine Dramon Tamer Analog Man is at a ridiculous price. It's 30 cents. Get it right now, because later on it might be very expensive. Speaking more about B12, we have Shoutmon Cross 7 alt art. I adore this alt art. It's wonderful, it's beautiful. And for its alt art price, it's pretty cheap. I know what I said before, an SR alt art, usually you have to be careful of, but considering that it's going to be a secret nest set, people might be vying more for this card, because I feel like all of the nationals that have happened, and also for the worlds that's going to happen as well this weekend, or I think next weekend, correct me if I'm wrong, this might go up a lot, and I think it's really good for an alt art. However, with Cross 7 seems to be going up and up and up. Cross 5, I should say, might be. So Cross 7, even though we're getting Superior Mode next set, it's still on the low. I'm guessing because not many people still need it, but you need a playset of these. It's definitely not that good of a time to sell, because from the sales history, it's kind of gone up and down, a lot of it. It's a very interesting card. Goes with the lows and then it goes to dramatic highs. I feel like it's actually going to get higher. So you might want to grab copies of this card if you can, but this is the alt art version. If you're like me and you're not really too into alt arts, except for this one, then it's worth it just to get the regular art. Now, people are gonna hate me for this one. Let's talk about Bagra Army. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're a stinky purple player. Of course you're gonna care for the purple cards. But hold on, listen to me for a second. Bagra Army has so far gotten about 2 sets of support. BT10, BT11, and BT12 will be its 3rd one. Now, everyone memes on these cards. They're like, Bagra is terrible. You can see, like, the hypest it's got is close to $10. It's still been under $10. And this is for an AA. And I think it's one of the prettiest AAs in the set. But I think it's worth checking how the secret works of every set. So this is Darkness Bagramon. I think this is going to be the final support that we get for Bagra Army in a long time. But I did play it with my friend because I beat him in the OTK Ancient Grey, and then he beat me, and then I beat him with Bagra as well. So I actually played the Bagra deck, and it could be broken considering on how you play it. You have to be a well-tuned purple player though. And considering a lot of people are going to have Beelzemon mirror decks, you're going to have a time. So you might as well try something different. So on the opponent's turn, when an opponent's Digimon digivolves or attacks by trashing 5 cards, and this Digimon's Digivolution cards, return all Tamers to their owner's hands. Now, you could probably list how many Tamers and how many sets we've got. So All Force Digimon works so much on Tamers, 7 Tamers on the field. You could return all of them to its hand. Cross Heart, 6 or 7 Tamers on the field. You could return all of it to his hand, and they have to literally play it out again, which can be very hard. Probably easier for All Force, but very hard for everything else. It might not be the craziest kind of, I would say, play, but that end of turn play at the end of the game could really influence a lot of stuff. No hybrids for game. This says no to hybrids. And I think even though the secrets aren't really hyped up for this set, I think it's something just to look out for. You never know. Or when the hype gets in, you might as well buy the cards now. Hype sets in with the secret after BT12 is released, or maybe pre-release, then this card's value will really shot up, so it might be worth getting now. Guys, I would like to thank you for tuning into this video. I appreciate you so much. More videos to come. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace!